Breaking news, the manhunt is over. We're told Metro Police have arrested the person accused of firing shots into an apartment. It happened at the Trinity Hills apartment complex on Nocturne Drive just a few hours ago. A male suspect has been arrested. A female has also been placed into the back of a police car after some sort of fight broke out in the parking lot of the complex. We've got to call into police for more information. As soon as we get it, we'll pass it along to you. And we're also continuing to follow breaking news out of North Nashville this morning, where this massive fire has now left dozens without a home.
And the real tragedy here, a grandmother trapped inside has died. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley has been live on the scene all morning long, and I know you've seen a lot of the family members there, just raw emotions. What a sad story this morning, Cuthbert.
Absolutely, Steve. There are a lot of layers of emotion here. Not only are you worrying about the ones who lost their homes, you're also seeing a lot of family members who have been out here all morning long, beginning the process of mourning the loss of their grandmother. Her official identity has not been released yet, but officials tell us she was trapped in an apartment here at this in this building. You can see now that the sun is coming out. The roof just isn't even there anymore. Several units, in fact, 8 units, are destroyed after a massive fire. Take a look at the video from earlier this morning. This all happened around 1 o'clock. And you are seeing the flames there just roaring through the roof. They're ripping through the windows, through the sides. Officials say that they came here pretty quickly because there actually is a fire station just down the road. But when they got here, they began to catch wind that they were going to have an unthinkable tragedy on their hands. A girl said her grandmother was trapped inside of the apartment, so firefighters rushed up the stairs, used axes to break down the door, and the smoke was so thick inside, guys, that they ended up having just to feel their way throughout the apartment to grab this woman. They brought her outside, and a massive recovery effort was then underway.
They were able to drag her out to the breezeway, drag her down the stairs, worked on her CPR until an ambulance got here.
The woman was rushed to Skyline Medical Center, but unfortunately she was pronounced dead. Again, about 8 units destroyed. Around 6 families have been getting assistance from the Red Cross throughout the morning. An official cause, though, has not been released just yet. We're live in North Nashville this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you. And new this morning, a bad crash involving a motorcycle in East Nashville, also claiming a life. Police tell us the motorcyclist trying to avoid a car that was parallel parking on South 14th Street when the motorcyclist clipped a parked car and crashed. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. His name has not yet been given to us. A bad crash on Briley Parkway. Look at this one. It sent several people, including some young kids, to the hospital. The SUV went off the roadway there and then down the embankment right at mile marker 18 around 3 o'clock this morning, about 4 hours ago. One baby and about 4 kids were asleep in the back at the time. Luckily, we are told they are all going to be all right.
This is video you'll only see on News Channel 5. A stolen car went up in flames overnight, and it happened on Garfield Street just before 1 o'clock. No one was hurt, but you can see the car is destroyed. Fire crews are still investigating what caused the blaze. And fire crews were also called out to a massive fire last night. Smoke could be seen for miles as firefighters fought the flames. It took hours to get all the hot spots put out at this home on OHB near Dickerson Pike. The flames were so intense, siding on the home next door melted. We're told an electric grill is believed to have sparked the flames.
This was a little bit different situation in that the fire was everywhere. It was just about in both ends of the house, front, back, side to side.
The house is a total loss, and the fire marshal is investigating.
One teenager behind bars, another one on the run after an alleged drug deal turns deadly. Police say Oscar Lara and DeMarcus Garner went to buy pot from Musla Al-Nemar, but instead they tried to rob the guy, shot him several times. He died on the way to the hospital. Lara is already behind bars. Police are still searching for DeMarcus Garner. If you have seen him, call Crime Stoppers at 615-744-CRIME. The big story out of Memphis this morning, the man accused of killing a Memphis police officer will likely be arraigned today. Tremaine Wilborn turned himself in yesterday just after being placed on the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. The 29-year-old is charged with first-degree murder. Investigators say he just shot and killed Officer Sean Bolton Saturday night as that officer unknowingly walked up on a drug deal. Bolton, the officer, a former Marine who served our country in Iraq. He's been on the police force in Memphis for 5 years. The police director, Tony Armstrong in Memphis, visibly emotional when talking about that shooting.
There's a theme that do Black Lives Matter? And at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, do all lives matter? Regardless of race, creed, color, economic status, what profession that person holds, all lives matter.
Tough times in Memphis right now. At the time of that shooting, Wilborn was on supervised probation after being sentenced to 10 years for a bank robbery.